welcome to It Takes Two. I'm Blair.
I'm Chris.
And today we'll be talking about Life After Lockup, Season 5, Episode 47.
I need y'all to subscribe, like, share, comment, all the above. You ready, Blair?
I'm ready.
Let's go.
So we start with Justine and Michael. Justine stands up, shows her pregnant belly to her mother-in-law.
Yeah.
And the mom asks, why didn't you tell her? She would have come to help faster. She sees that there's always a reason for everything, and her home burnt down, but she figured it was because she was needed with Justine and Michael, and she really believes that God put her there because they needed the help. Yeah. She's actually happy, and Justine tells her that her mom doesn't know.
Hey, listen here, man. God don't have to burn down your house, okay? Listen, things do happen for a reason, and I hope they do make her feel at home and not like a visitor or basically a trespasser at that. You get what I'm saying? Let's keep going.
So Justine is fine with Maria in living in the house, but she does feel like she kind of has to walk on eggshells. Yeah. Maria tells her that she's going to do the laundry, but Justine kind of always likes doing her own thing. She also doesn't want Maria to end up contradicting her in front of the kids when it comes to parenting. Yeah. Maria tells her that she won't do that, and she asks, so whose idea was it to keep the pregnancy a secret? Justine says it was equal.
It wasn't.
But her feelings were hurt about the paternity test. All she did was sit around waiting for Michael for years. And she wouldn't want Michael to think that she would step out on him.
Okay, that's true.
Well, Maria confirms that, look, we actually never did the paternity test, and she apologizes for it. She asked her, Justine asked Maria to keep this secret, and Maria's like, look, I'm the grandma, I love the babies, and I'm here to help. She knows that it might take some time for Justine to trust her, but she knows that she did it to herself. Okay. Maria encourages Justine to tell her mom, but Justine has a rocky relationship with her mom. We saw a flashback of Justine, Michael, and her mom sitting down talking about the first pregnancy, and her mom was not feeling it.
Not at all.
And Justine really feels like her mom is just never happy for her.
Now that could be true. But I will say this about Justine. Listen here, man. You can't be mad when mama-in-law come in and see clothes everywhere, trash everywhere, your house dirty, and when she says, I'm going to wash clothes tomorrow, and you look like, oh, like I like to do things the way I do it. But in which way is that? By not doing it?
Right.
Like when mama-in-law come over, you must understand that your house must be already clean. Things must already be in order, because mama-in-law go come in and talk about how dirty your house is when things not in order.
True.
Like come on now. So I think, Justine, when you keep having these kids, when you having a 10-month-old and things of that nature, I think you should be open to the help. Yeah. Because you need it. You get what I'm saying?
And for me, I get where Justine is coming from, because the mother-in-law, she really was not welcoming at first. And on top of that, the paternity test. So it was a lot that Maria was doing when they first got together and first got pregnant. So I could understand Justine kind of being a little bit leery about, this is my second pregnancy. I kind of don't want to have to deal with what we dealt with before. But it seems like Maria really has made a turnaround and has accepted Justine as her own, which she told her, like, you're part of my family now. I go hard for my family, and I'm going to go hard for you. So hopefully they can rebuild their relationship.
And no one was worse than Justine's mother. Justine's mother was worse, a lot worse. You get what I'm saying?
So we get to Bianca and Daniel. Yeah. His back is hurting from work. He asks her for a back rub, but she says no.
Of course.
Daniel asked Bianca to come on a double date with him and his friends. Apparently, he met a friend Connor in prison, and he is engaged to his fiancée, Celeste. Yeah. Bianca agrees to go, and she also says that her friend Haley is going to come out to visit. She did cook for him. She made some eggs. Apparently, the eggs weren't that great, but he ends up doing the dishes afterwards, and he's like, of course, I'm washing the dishes. They both got this little passive-aggressive thing going on. Yeah. She tells him that their sex could be better, so she found a tantric sex coach for them to work on their intimacy. Bianca says that he's just a little bit too rough, and Daniel says, when I was in prison, you were talking about all this rough stuff you wanted me to do, and Bianca was like, not in that way, though. Yeah. So Daniel, I was a little bit confused on this. Maybe you can help me. Did he want Bianca to drink on the double date, or he didn't want her to? Yeah, but he's hoping that Celeste and Bianca do connect when they have their double date. So The friend asks if Daniel is cheating on her, and he says, no, not yet, as a joke. Bianca didn't like it. Bianca and Celeste do chat. They have a one-on-one, and she tells her that he proposed to her, but he called her his girlfriend today. And just a little rewinding, during the tantric sex segment, they just sat on each other's laps, asked each other a few questions about like, oh, you know, what are you afraid of? And all these types of things. And Bianca's biggest fear was that Daniel would leave her. So they got a little bit deeper and closer during the session, but she was upset when he called her his girlfriend.
Yeah.
So let's see here. She feels like by him calling her the girlfriend, it makes all the things that she did for him not as important.
Yeah.
So Connor proposed to Celeste on their 2-year anniversary. Daniel says that he effed up when he proposed in prison because now she's expecting things to be further along than they are.
I would think so too.
They also have some conflict with living together. They're just not in a space to be married right now, but Bianca does not agree. Connor thinks that the age gap and expectations of what they want are just kind of big, like red flags, big issues that they're going to have to overcome.
Yeah.
Well, when they get back to all sitting together, Bianca shows Daniel Celeste's ring. Hit. Connor says, y'all have to figure out how y'all live together before deciding to live together for the rest of your lives.
Facts.
Bianca doesn't agree with that, and Daniel says he does.
Yes, of course he does.
Connor asks if Daniel wants to be at his wedding, because they are getting married this year, because they are committed. And Daniel says yes. That was some shade from Connor.
Of course.
So Bianca storms off. They send Celeste to go check on her, and Gator tells Daniel that he needs to run.
Yeah. What is your thoughts on this scene, Blair?
My thoughts on it were that Connor was picking at her. He was definitely picking at her. So I could see why she wouldn't feel him. But that just goes to her immaturity for letting him run her off the way that he did. And at the same time, she's over here trying to compare her relationship to their relationship and the fact that they're engaged. Y'all are not there yet, Bianca.
No.
Like, leave it alone. If you cannot force the man to want to propose to you. He's not ready to do it, so you kind of have to accept where y'all are at. But she's not going to. She's always going to hold over his head everything she's done for him. Even when they get married, I feel like, or if they do, like, it will always be a thing of you owe me. And that's terrible.
Yeah. Daniel don't love himself. And I can tell he doesn't love himself because what he's going through. If you remember, Daniel has been locked up based on multiple drug charges and things like that. Doing things to affect his family, right? That's very important, right? I think it was this story, it was this family to where I think his little brother passed away from overdose or something like that. Something happened to where the mother lost another child, right? Instead of Daniel. And Daniel's the one that basically been on drugs. So when someone's on drugs like that and feels like that they did this to themselves, they also feel like they did it to their family. So there is in my opinion, I think Daniel is dealing with a lot of guilt, right? And I think he feels like, I deserve this. In some way, he feels like he deserves Bianca.
I think that's a really good point.
Right? As in, like, Bianca is hard. Bianca is not graceful. She won't even give him a back rub. You get what I'm saying? So, like, this hell that he's putting himself in is basically like, you know what? I put my mother through this. I put my father through this. And I don't deserve a happy relationship. You get what I'm saying? I deserve someone like Bianca. And Bianca's a bully. She's a bully through and through. Yeah. Right? Meaning that she has no backbone. The minute that you just stand up to her one time, she runs off running. She run off crying every time. So, like, there's this tug of war of Daniel feeling like, you know what? I deserve... Well, let's go Bianca. Bianca feels like, I'm going to be the master here. I'm going to enslave you, right? I'm going to make you feel bad every time. And every time you do something, I'm going to remind you that the one thing that you did doesn't level up to the two things that I did.
Exactly.
You get what I'm saying? And Daniel on the other side of the tug of war is like, you know what? I deserve this because I overdosed. I put my family through this. And, like... I have to this is basically my judgment of what I put my family through. And I'm like, Daniel, you already did prison time.
Right.
Like you don't have to be in a bad relationship just because you feel like you deserve this type of treatment. You get what I'm saying? It's not about, because I'm not here to tell you what you deserve. I don't know you. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not going to be over here talking about you deserve the best. No, you deserve what you allow. You know what I'm saying? So if you allow this, then maybe this is what you do deserve. But I feel like you are willingly putting yourself through this while everyone is telling you, bro, run.
Yep.
You get what I'm saying?
Yep. So we get to Z and Troy.
Yeah.
Troy's mom calls and says that little Troy, his daughter, wants to come to Syracuse to see him. Mm-hmm. So Karen is going to bring her, and he is going to have to go pick her up.
That is the surprise that was the cliffhanger last week.
Yeah.
Basically.
So Troy goes to pick his mom up and Troy with Asael, and they all go to the Science Museum together. Mm-hmm. And they check it out. They're all like really enjoying their time. And Karen talks to Troy one-on-one for a minute, and she says that the baby was hollering, crying, missing her dad, and that Yana and Troy really need to figure out this visitation situation. Troy hopes that they can come to an agreement, and he feels like, we all just need to sit down. Yana and Z need to work out their issues to get over the drama, so that way they're all in a good space for co-parenting.
Yeah.
Troy wants to spend more time with his daughter, and Community Day is the next day for Project Hill, and he really would like his daughter to be there. Z doesn't think it makes sense to bring the possibility of drama on that day by including his baby mama. It's also their anniversary, and this is the first anniversary where Troy is out. Z ends up telling him that that's fine, but he needs to do something special for her.
If it was that special, why are you having your community outreach that day?
Right.
I'm like, stop telling me about this special anniversary crap. You get what I'm saying? Don't tell me how special your anniversary is and you planning a whole outreach on that day.
Yeah.
If it was that special, if it was that sacred, then nothing should have been done on that day. Guess what? It's community outreach day. Okay? Anniversary can wait.
Yeah. Well, Troy ends up calling Yana and asks for her and the baby to come out for Community Day. And he says, if you don't want to show up, then please just send the baby with my mom. He wants his daughter to see him doing something positive. And he also talks about co-parenting, and he says they would like to get on a better foot. Yana says that she will make sure that their daughter is there at Community Day.
And just to continue my rant, listen, y'all don't know how y'all paying y'all rent. So this whole thing, this community outreach thing, is to help y'all basically to legitimize your business, right? This business that you can't afford to have. So anniversaries and things of that nature need to be on the shelf, because for once you was hiding the fact that you couldn't afford the rent of the business, you couldn't afford the rent of the house, you're not on birth control, all these lies.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? All these things that you've been omitting to me. So now you want to make it seem like whenever something, if y'all watch a Love after Lockup, whenever it was time for Troy to be with his child and things like that, Z always had something always came up with Z, right? So now she's like, do you really want to bring the drama, my child's the drama? You get what I'm saying? Look, the drama is my life. I was in jail for this long, and I have a child by this person, and I'm with that person. My life is drama. You get what I'm saying? So I have to make it work some way. So I have no problem with Troy asking Yana to bring his daughter and herself to see, hey, my dad is trying to make a good life for himself than what the child may know or what had been told. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, and I feel like I really enjoyed watching this episode because it was a lot less Z.
A lot less Z, you're right.
So it was nice to see Troy with his kids and with his mom. And the kids really seemed to bond as brother and sister really well.
Yeah.
So I really, really like seeing that. And then also when he wanted to make it a point for his daughter to be there, like Troy said, I said I was going to co-parent. I said I was going to be in my daughter's life. So I'm going to look for every opportunity for her to come down and for her to see me in the best light.
Yeah.
So I think Troy is a pretty stand-up guy when it comes to his intentions and follow through as well. So I was just like, this was a good episode for Troy.
Yeah, based on this episode.
Yeah.
We ain't talking about the live where you was wilding out, crashing out.
We ain't talking about that. I'm talking about this scene, this episode.
Exactly.
So we get to Melissa and Louie.
Yeah.
So we get to Melissa and Louie.
Mm-hmm.
Louie coordinated a family gathering so they could tell everyone that they are engaged.
Facts.
Louie's mom and Melissa have not had the best relationship. We pretty much see clips of Louie's mom going in and going off on Melissa.
Mm-hmm.
So they get to the event and it's really just his mom and her dad. They're at a place for dinner.
Okay.
She waits for them to notice the ring and his mom is the first one to notice it.
Mm.
So she asked if she could see it and they're a little hesitant at first because they're like, why are you Why I gotta take it off? Because she wants to just examine it. So she looks at it, then she tries the ring on herself. Melissa thought that she would get a bigger reaction because the rock was so big.
Stop right there. If someone was to say, Blair, let me see your ring.
Yeah.
How are you going to take off your ring to show it to her?
No, I just show her my ring.
And if they know, I want to examine it. I want to see it. Are you taking it off to show it to them?
I would. I wouldn't think
that's weird. That's weird. Why? Like why you need to see the ring?
I mean, like, rings are pretty, and then like you want to see the signs.
Outside of it being on my hand.
Okay.
Why do you?
I'll give you this. I wouldn't ask nobody to take their ring off. I'll tell you that.
But my thing is, outside of you seeing it on my hand and things like that, why would you want to hold my ring?
Yeah.
Right. Listen, it gonna take y'all trusting the wrong person for y'all to get got.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying?
They end up running.
They go end up running.
I see the bottom of their feet.
And then at the end of the scene, after I let you hold my ring, I'm being told that you don't like me.
Yeah.
So it's like, after I let you hold my ring? No. If I was your fiance or husband, whatever, and you taking off your ring to let someone wear it and put it on.
But it's not just somebody.
I don't care who it is.
Okay.
If I wanted to propose to my mom, I would have got her a ring.
Gotcha.
You get what I'm saying? I got you a ring. Gotcha. Keep your ring on.
Okay.
I'm not talking about you in person. We don't wear our rings in the house. But I'm just saying, I'm acting like I'm Louis.
Right.
Okay? Continue.
So the mom says that, you're taking my son away from me. She's not excited about this, and it's bad enough that he lives in Jersey.
After I let you wear my ring. All this after I let you wear my ring.
And Louis tells his mom, tonight is not about you. Mm-hmm. It's about us. Melissa tells her she's not taking him away. He's 43. It's about time.
Yeah.
Melissa and his mom step outside for a one-on-one conversation, and Louis' mom says, look, I talked to my mom, I talked to my sister. They all love you, and they don't understand why I can't stand you. But she's like, I do not like you.
Wow.
And she says, because you're too much like me. Melissa doesn't think she's anything like her, so Melissa was actually offended that Donna would even say something like that. Louis ends up coming out to check on them, and Donna is scared that if he falls short, that Melissa will not be there to help him get back on the right track.
Okay.
He tells his mom that she should be happy and she needs to learn to let it go. And mom says, well, why should I let it go? She worries if she doesn't hear from him. She's been through Louis all his life, through all the ups and downs, and that's her ride or die, you know? She's always been with him, and she is proud to say that he is a completely different person, and she's proud of the person that he's become. Louis knows that he put her through hell, and she has seen him almost be gone from life multiple times. So he understands where she's coming from, but she needs to catch up to where he's at in life at this point.
Yeah, and this is I don't think we saw her, there's no father figure in his life. At least they wasn't in this scene, right? And this is what happens, right? We seen this in Love at the Lockup. I forgot the couple, but it was the couple that had the man that had the triangle on his head. Arthur, right?
Pink hair lady.
Arthur and his mother, right? You have these single mothers, these mothers who are, listen, I am not going against single mothers at all. These strong women who stay with their troubled child. You get what I'm saying? Through the peaks and the valleys of basically you've been in and out of jail, right? And basically the years that been robbed from me of being with you, when you out, you away from me.
Yeah.
Now I feel like I'm forgotten, right? You come home and you don't come home. You get what I'm saying? So I can empathize with you, but I will also say he's also 43. And guess what? You don't have to marry your life to him and to his decisions, and marry your time to him and his decisions. So that's,
if I could jump in.
Go ahead.
I could imagine too that it feels like you're not getting to reap the benefits of all your hard work.
Of course.
That you wouldn't be the one to get to see and be around them while they're at their best self, but now they're with this woman who takes them across the country, and it's kind of like, I did all of this for what? But it's for them to have their own life and to be independent and to be successful. But yeah, go ahead. And guess what? It's not fair. Yeah.
Life is not meant to be fair. You get what I'm saying? Fair is where actually we went to a fair not too long ago. It stinks there. Okay.
There's a lot of animals.
Right. It's not one of my favorite places, right? But I will say this though, right? That I understand where the mother's coming from, but the mother, what you're doing is very unhealthy for yourself, number one. right? This imaginary life that you have, that you're going to marry your son. You know what I'm saying? When I say marry your son, I'm not talking anything that is like nasty or things like that, but basically to basically combine y'all lives to where he's not going to leave the nest no more, because you feel like in some way that if he stays with me, as we see with other single mothers on the show, if he stay with me, I can keep him out of trouble. You didn't keep him out of trouble before. It was his decisions that got him in this predicament. So it's like, I think she just need help on letting go, but I can see I understand. Yeah. You get what I'm saying? Like, I understand. You're still wrong. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? You still need to take the ring off, yep. give it back to the young lady and get yourself together. Yep. You get what I'm saying? But I understand.
Yeah. Kimberly and Joey.
Oh boy.
So they are out house hunting. There's a good chance that her husband can't do anything if they were to purchase the home. Mm-hmm. That's not what the lawyer said. The lawyer said, go ahead and get the divorce first. Yeah. But Kim hear what she want to hear. Yeah. The house she wants is over $30,000 from their budget, and Joey still does not have a job. Yeah. They end up doing a yard sale.
She don't either. Yeah. Based on her salary, not the child support salary. Exactly. Her salary. She ain't got one either.
The child support is for the child.
Yeah, exactly. Okay?
So they end up doing a yard sale, and Kim tells Joey that she needs to ask his dad for the loan. So Kim pretty much just wants Joey to have some type of accountability and responsibility for this loan that they're taking out.
Stop right there. Hey, Kim, stop trying to have Joey cosplay a responsible person.
Exactly.
The only reason why, listen here, between y'all two, neither of y'all responsible. So let's start right there. So if there was a responsible person, both of y'all would be cosplaying. But this whole point of, like, I have to ask your father for the money and things of that nature. No, that's your father, right? So to make it seem like, to give him this fake, to put a battery in his back, to make it seem like he's this fake responsible man, that he's going to get this money and it will make him be a man and be responsible in your eyes. Stop it. Like for one, as Blair said, she probably gonna say it eventually. We still don't know the results of this paternity test that like they took back 2 years ago. You get what I'm saying? And now Joey can't get a job, and you over here using the child support money to support your life. No one in this scenario is responsible at all. You get what I'm saying?
Probably why they gotta ask the daddy for the loan and not the bank, because the bank wouldn't give them a loan.
They ain't got no credit. Yeah. You get what I'm saying?
So Joey does ask her dad for the loan, and they're going to need $7,000. Joey tells the dad that he did go on a job interview, but immediately they turned him down once he talked about his record. Yeah. The dad tells him he needs to work on things himself. He is leery, but he agrees to give them the loan. Okay. The dad only has one stipulation when it comes to the loan, that Joey's name is not on that deed.
Wow. So basically it's going to be Kim house. Yep. Okay.
I'm like, okay, Dad. I'm with it. I'm with it. So they go to open up a joint account. She doesn't want to have to keep giving Joey her card, and Joey choosing to spend whatever he chooses to spend at the moment. This is actually his first bank account, I don't know, ever, or just since he's been out of jail.
Maybe ever.
Joey left his phone in the car. The guy is trying to give them directions on how to access their mobile app. And Kim asked if he's okay, because he's just a little bit off. He brings his phone inside. Like, he is just not like paying attention to what's going on. So when Joey walks out, Kim asks if there's a way that they could put like a price limit per purchase on the account. And the bank guy tells them that the limit is $2,000 a day, but an alert can be set up on the app for you to be alerted whenever there's a charge.
The money already gone.
She doesn't want Joey to know about the alerts, so she gets that set up while he's out looking for his phone. He talks about that he doesn't know where his phone is, but they get in the car and it's literally right there. Joey then drives them to look at amps, and Kim tries to tell him, you over here doing this window shopping. When you get the window shopping, you get to buy rims and all kind of stuff. Like, you need to chill. Joey tells her that he's not getting anything, and he tries to get her to just go home. But she ends up picking him up down the street. Joey gets to the house. He takes a nap, and Kim has a chat with his mom. She was there watching the kids, and the mom says that, she hasn't really been hearing from him as much. Apparently Kim found a text saying that he was leaving his phone at the house and not to call or text the phone. He went to go meet with somebody, and Kim is trying to stay in front of things so maybe she could prevent certain things from happening, but she doesn't know if that's realistic. Then she asked her mom the question that's really on all of our minds, like, do you think Joey is back on drugs? And the mom tells her, look, if he's seeing people from his past, that is not a good sign. Kim doesn't believe that he would do it, but if his mom isn't sure, that tells Kim that she needs to be paying attention.
Let's keep going. Let's finish this off.
So the next day, Joey is not feeling well. He says he's been sweating, he has a cold, and he asks her to get him a doctor.
Mm-hmm.
Kim ends up calling the doctor, and she needs to get his ID number for his Medicaid, his insurance card, and he tells her that it's in the car somewhere. She's about to go look for it in the car, and he hurries up and tells her, no, don't look at the car, don't look at the car, I'll go ahead and look. So already Kim is trying to figure out, okay, why does he not want me to look around in the car? Like, what is he hiding? She ended up scheduling an appointment for him, but he ends up telling her that he's just going to go to urgent care.
Yeah.
She's thinking to herself, well, maybe it's not withdrawals, because if it was withdrawals, he'd be throwing up.
We hear Joey.
But then we hear him in the bathroom sounding like coughing, hacking, like he's about to throw up.
Mm-hmm.
So Kim does think she's hiding something, and she says that if she finds out he's on drugs, she will walk away for her children.
You will walk away for your kids. You whip this guy. Like, okay, look, don't try to make it seem like I'm doing the good thing of I'm walking away for my kids. You decided to involve your kids in the first place with this guy.
Hello. Yep.
Like, don't make it like we ain't talking about today. What about the other days where you was with Joey and things like that? Basically cheating on your cousin, basically cheating on that little relationship that he had. So like, don't make it seem like, oh, I will be the good person in this scenario to where I will walk away if he's on drugs. Both of y'all bad. Both of y'all dusty. You get what I'm saying? First of all, Joey, I don't know if you were on drugs and you just had an epiphany to be like, you know what? Let me get off of this stuff. Because if you are trying to be sober and this is basically the effects of you trying to be sober, boy, you look high this episode. You was jittery. You can find your phone. Everything was left in the car. like it just gave off that Joey just was jittery.
Plus he kept like trying to like falling asleep, like he was just not fully awake and present.
Yeah. So it just gave off like, and truth be told, like I can understand. Not saying it's right. Joey, let's say Joey came out and he really wanted to do something right. Let's say he wanted to be on the right foot. He can't get a job. So what does he do? He just falls back into the life that like he was before. One thing he kept saying was, listen here, doing what I did was a job. And I'm just like, okay. Yeah. So who knows what depressing state he's in. That's why he got to go get rims, because he got to try to supplement happiness from somewhere. You get what I'm saying? He don't got his own money. He don't have basically a job somewhere that can make him legit in life. So he probably was high. But I definitely think that he was on something. I don't think this has something to do with another person. Or if it has something to do with another person, that's the least of the worries if he's cheating and things like that. Because he could be doing that too. But it's the whole point of, this is the first time I've seen in the episode that I paid attention to where I'm like, this guy just seems like someone's chasing him. Like he don't know where nothing is. He can't find nothing. Everything's in the car. And I'm like, why everything always in the car?
Yeah, for me, I was just thinking like Kim and Bianca are actually similar in this type of way, is that I don't know if they really realize that addiction is a disease.
Yeah.
And Bianca got into her situation with Daniel and is not taking it very seriously. But I will say that Daniel knows that he has an issue with addiction and that he's really tried his best to alert and warn her of his triggers, because he really doesn't want to go down that path.
Yeah.
The difference is with Joey is that I don't think he would even alert Kim to anything. Joey is doing what Joey wants to do. And I think that Kim is starting to get hip to the fact that he, was an addict, is an addict, and she needs to be mindful of what that disease looks like. So where you're on the drugs, and then you might be good for a little bit, you might relapse. He was in prison, so he may or may not have been getting drugs in prison. We really don't know. And that's something that Kim, it just seems like is finally hitting her this episode, that I'm in a relationship with an addict. And it's just like,
yes.
Yeah, and it's going to be the ups and downs, and her talking about she would leave for her kids. You knew that when you got with him.
Exactly.
So hey.
Listen, at the end of the day, you did this to yourself. You know what I'm saying? Anything else, Blair?
That's all I got.
I need y'all to subscribe, like, share, comment. Blair muscle through, because there's no PTO in this company, okay? We work when we're sick, one arm, One person. Okay, y'all be good.
Bye.